We're back.
Hey!
Not in person, back in New York.
Yeah, we had a good little break. But update, we're in our new apartment. If you're watching the video, this is our awesome couch. And we just about finished furnishing our apartment this week. We have like a couple last touches left, but
What are we missing?
living room rug, some like artwork, and then, this artwork. Our family portrait.
We're gonna do a family portrait right behind us.
Yeah.
I feel like investing in furniture is just like building our set too.
Building our set, that's funny. Should we get it expensed? Tax reduction, what is it? Tax
Something like that.
something with taxes?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Recap. What have you been doing this summer?
Ooh, I can't believe it's almost August, because that just feels like fall vibes.
I'm
even
happy,
though
though.
It's still hecka hot.
I don't know why. It feels like this year's heat wasn't as bad as last year's.
It was intense. I don't even remember last year, but maybe I just spent less time outside when it was hot.
Also because you were moving and stuff, so you probably had a worse time during
Last
the
year?
heat. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But it was still really humid this
Dude,
year.
it's gonna be humid every year as long as we're here. I just came back from Texas, seeing family, my dog, for like a month and a half.
So long.
I'm still like on the whole thing where it's like I can't be home for more than a week and a half. But
So you were there for a month and a half.
I know.
How did you survive?
The thing is, like, so I went home and I saw like my childhood friend, and she was like, "So how long is she forcing you to stay here?"
Oh no.
And I'm like, first of all, I made the choice myself. Second of all, I regret it. But it wasn't bad. I had a couple friends visit me from Colombia. Well, one friend. But then she rated Texas a 3 out of 10.
What? 3 out of 10? That's crazy. Why? What did you show her?
First of all, she's from Seattle, which is like, their summer was so nice this year. It was like mid-70s the whole summer. Not a lick of humidity. I took her to go shooting.
Bro.
She loved the shooting part. But it was like afterwards,
At one point.
she was like shaking. Because
Because
it's such
of
an
the-
adrenaline rush. And she, like in the car, she held her ice cream. She was like,
Oh no.
that was funny. But yeah, Texas was fun.
How often do you go shooting?
No. Oh, okay. So you know what's funny? Remember, were you there when we went shooting in Indiana?
Yeah.
And the guy like loaded our bullets for us and like would load the gun for us and put it down, and then we would go up and shoot it and then put it back down. So like they gave us the ammo and they gave us the magazine and the gun, and they're like, okay, bye. And we're just like,
Oh my gosh. What do you do?
So literally we went up to the gun range and I was about to YouTube how to load a gun.
No.
How to load a gun and shoot a gun. But she was like, okay, we're just being stupid. Let me go ask. So then she goes to the front desk and asks the guy. And the guy's like, first of all, he's like this like 5'11", like skinny man with like a Mario mustache.
Oh my God.
And so she's like, oh, like we haven't shot before. Well, he has, but I haven't. And he's like, well, when you come in here, we expect you to have a certain level of like familiarity. And then we're like, only in Texas. That checks out.
Dang, that's crazy.
But he came in and showed us. It's actually really easy to load a gun and shoot it. It was
You're
fun
giving
experience.
me video ideas. How to load a gun.
How to load a gun
Seems like that would be a hit.
for our podcast. Everyone load a gun. No, but it was fun. But I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, welcome back. We literally, so me and then our other 2 roommates, we moved in towards the beginning of June. And then you were here for like
2 days.
Yeah, literally a second, and then you left. So like only until recently have all 4 of us been back, because also one of our roommates went to Colombia to travel. No, not Colombia. Europe.
They will be going to Colombia.
Yes.
Europe.
Wrong trip. So it's literally only been like 2 days since all 4 of the roomies have been gathered home. So I feel like I'm still finding my routine. Here it honestly feels like summer camp every day. Which is so fun.
We share a bathroom, which has not been an
Honestly,
issue
it's been
so far.
fine, yeah. You're pretty clean, actually.
I appreciate it.
Hey. Great. I will say I also appreciate the dark floor of the bathroom, because at my old place it was like white marble, so you would just see hair a lot easier. And like,
have you been cleaning the hair? Because I haven't seen any hair at all.
really, I vacuum like once in a while, but it's not as bad as like at my old place, if I see any hair, I always just want to vacuum it because I just like don't like seeing it. But here it's disguised a little more. So like sometimes I see it, but I'm like, it's not as big of a deal.
I was
or
like,
I'll just.
Is that my hair? Because my hair's like getting kind of long now, or is that Sarah's hair?
You should know the difference. Our hair is such different lengths.
But it just like blends in. But yeah. Well, today's taboo topic of the day. Let's talk about ancestral friend groups.
That's great. That's great.
Very fun. Ancestral friend groups, I think, come from like a group of people who want to date like their friends, right?
Are they coming with the intention that like I'm making friends to date them? Or is it like, oh, we're all friends and actually I really vibe with this person and I'm attracted to them, so we might as well date?
Wait, but okay, do you personally prefer dating like a friend or like a stranger?
Honestly, I don't think I've dated a stranger.
But like,
I've always been like friends first to some degree.
Okay, but then how do you not like friend zone them? Like, where's that line where you like friend zone them and like where you're like, oh, like I could date them? Because I'm like, I've met people who are like, once they become friends with you, they can never see you like as like a
really
person to date. Yeah, it's instantly like brother sister vibes. But so then they have to date strangers.
Interesting. What are you?
I'm a date. I'm a date. I like to date friends. I like to date friends.
I'm immediately
prefer the friend to lover trope.
Okay, see, that's why I feel like I always say this, but like my ideal scenario is like, oh, I'm like friends with someone for at least a year and then I date them. But the issue with that is how, if I'm like attracted to them or if we have chemistry or something, how would I like not progress that friendship naturally for a whole year? Like, how do you wait?
Because then at that point, they are friend zoned.
Yeah, or it's just like a year-long tease.
a year-long courting.
I feel like if you date someone before you actually... Okay, for myself. Not for everyone. Let me just speak on behalf of myself. But I feel like if I date someone without being friends with them for a while, I like... In the dating process, I'm like learning how they are as a person, which like kind of is the point, but also like it's a lot to commit to, and like you are so vulnerable and like you share much more, like more things more deeply when you're dating, versus if you're just a friend, you can kind of gauge that like from a distance, and then you can decide like after you learn who they are as a person and like what they're about, if you want to like pursue something deeper and like have a relationship kind of a dating relationship with them.
But what is that like criteria based off of though? Because I feel like your friend and your girlfriend or boyfriend are probably going to have pretty similar qualities, because that's just people you're attracted to, right? Mm-hmm. So like, and that's what I mean by like friend zone, because like sometimes your friend zone friends will share the exact same qualities as your boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, if we want to go that route, like what's the difference between an SO and a friend? Like what's the difference between your best friend and your SO?
Gender.
Do you think it's a red flag to have an opposite sex best friend?
I think guys and girls cannot be best friends.
Without like one person like liking each other or something?
Yeah. And typically it's the guy who likes the girl.
What if they're in a relationship?
But I think that's kind of like messed up, because like maybe the girl feels safe that he won't hit on her because he's in a relationship, or the guy might use his relationship status to be like, oh, like I can hang out with her as much as I want because in my heart I like belong with my girlfriend.
Is that fine? Wait. So
but that's like a no. But that's like a great line. I think like,
yeah,
you shouldn't even like step. What if like we like go like at dinner, but we do that like 4 times? Like I'm seeing you more than I see my girlfriend now. But then my reasoning is like, oh, she's like not a roommate. She's like long distance, but nothing will happen. Nothing will ever happen. But I can still like hang out with you as much as I want. I don't know. I feel like to some degree it's just like respect for that SO.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because your SO is technically your best
like
friend.
Bestie, yeah. I mean, I agree. I think there are like levels.
Yeah.
Like I could see like somebody could have multiple best friends, like just really close friends, but like there is that, like the SO does become the
right.
best friend. Or it's like, yeah, you have quote unquote best friends that are opposite gender, but it's more like you're just like comfortable with them, you like share life together, and you like hang out in groups most of the time, or maybe one-off things, but it's nothing like crazy, like romantic or like anything. Like it's just chill vibes.
Just chill vibes.
It's just like chill platonic bestie vibes.
I think something that's not really talked enough about is like that transition from being single to like being in a relationship. Like when you already have like established like a friend group with like girls in it. I think dating within a friend group is actually not that big of a deal, because if I know you, like, you know my girlfriend, it's easier for you to be like, oh, like, let them have their alone time, blah blah blah, and know that like that won't affect your friendship with like me, for example. Versus if you're dating like a complete stranger, and I just think like all of your problems in a relationship come from like insecurities. So like dating a stranger just kind of adds to that, you know.
Wait, how does that relate to having a girlfriend group or having girlfriends?
No, it's just like a pro of like dating within your friend group versus like dating someone from outside, because it's just that level of like, how do we how does you dating that person change like our friendship now?
Like the insecurity from
because like she doesn't like know exactly.
She doesn't actually. No, that's true. Yeah, because if she's a stranger, she wouldn't understand your dynamic with the friends. But that makes sense. Because then a friend would already know like what the dynamic is.
Exactly.
And they don't have to like be worried about anything else. That makes sense. I feel like dating in friend groups is super normal. That is kind of what I prefer, because I don't know, it's fun. Like you can all hang out together.
You see any cons?
Oh yeah, it can get messy.
Like if they break up.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else besides breaking up though?
Honestly, maybe not. Maybe it's like you become a unit in a way, and it's
like cliquey.
Yeah, but less serious than like genuine friendship cliques. Like it's like cliquey, but it's like it makes sense, and it's not at anyone else's dispense.
Wait, this is a con?
Not really a con, just like a thing.
Feature.
New specs. I feel like, to me, dating a stranger feels so foreign. Like, I think there's more to be scared about. Like, dating in general is kind of scary, but then, like, to not know that much about them, like, their life, their friends, their whatever, and, like, having to learn that through them.
But isn't the reverse, like you already know too much about your partner? Like where's that like? So you're risk adverse.
Yeah.
I mean that's fair. Back when I was on like Hinge and stuff, I never went on any dates with strangers.
What did you do on Hinge?
What did I do on Hinge?
Yeah, like you didn't go on dates with.
No. Like I would occasionally get matches and whatnot, but just the whole aspect of like, oh, I need to plan something and spend. I mean, it's just like the dating scene. Money. No, really, it's like I need to spend money on the person that I might not even like vibe with.
Yeah.
And like if it goes bad, it's just not, like, you know, it's such an emotional and physical investment to budget like 3 hours of your day, go hang out with them, and then like maybe nothing will come out of it, and it's a different girl the next, you know.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I okay, honestly, I'll be controversial.
What?
Guys have it worse in the dating world than girls.
Okay, explain more.
We just have to, I don't know, I feel like we have to give more. And just like, okay, I've heard from like girls when they're on Hinge, oh, like I'm just looking for a free meal and stuff like. Not saying that guys cannot do that. I just think like the general narrative is like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went on a date with a stranger and they didn't pay for you.
Yeah.
Not that.
I was gonna ask like how you feel about.
I think guys should pay.
That standard.
But the standard of dating we have right now is you have to go on like 1 million days before you find your one.
Yeah.
You know.
Like $1 million right there.
And like it's maybe I'm just like a broke bitch, which.
No, that makes sense. I totally get it. Like the societal standard is that the guy pays on the first date. I wouldn't want to have that expectation. Like I would want to
pay for it.
Like I would want.
No, I'm kidding.
Offer. Yeah, no, it is.
It's weird.
Like I would feel really taken care of if the guy did pay on the first date, though.
I think if you and the guy were vibing,
yeah,
the guy would love to pay for you.
And I would want to get the next one.
Right,
I would get the next meal.
Imagine the perspective of like, this is not a good date.
Yeah.
Like you guys are on an awkward ass picnic.
Dude, oh my god.
And you guys have like a movie afterwards, and it's just.
Oh no! Why would you do all that? That's like.
He's
5
love
hours
bombing.
for first date. Okay, anyway, so you were on Hinge. You didn't actually like take any of the dates offline.
Just because part of me was I was scared.
I
but
get
then
that.
the other half is the mental stuff. So then like That's why I think dating a friend is so much better, because like, let's say I like took you out on a date, but then like, even if it didn't go well, like at the end of the day, it was just a friendly experience. That sounds so weird. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just like nothing lost, nothing gained.
Okay, how do you feel about, there's like a friend group, and say you like have a crush, or like you're kind of interested in someone in the friend group. Do you think you'd be scared that if you told them that you like them, or like asked them out on a date and they like didn't really reciprocate, like would it be weird?
I think you just have to be really communicative of like your intentions. I think if you're being friends with them for the purpose of dating, that's wrong. Like your friendship should still be like who they are shouldn't change at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So as long as you communicate, I'd love to take you out on a date and we'll just see what happens, like no expectations.
Yeah.
But I still want to be your friend at the end of the day. I think that's okay. But my issue is like
pressure,
I feel
yeah.
like people say that last part, like no matter what happens. But like when you get rejected, I feel like something does happen, you know? Like it's very up to that person how they want to treat the situation afterwards.
Yeah.
So I also know like a lot of friends who've like, a guy likes them, really friendly, and then like once she like rejects them, he like leaves their life. And
Oh jeez.
it sucks for her because it feels like she's lost a friend.
It's like a breakup when nothing even like happened.
Have you ever been confessed to by someone you didn't like?
Oh my god, this one, well this is like high school stuff. I forget if he asked me to be his girlfriend or just
that's
asked to go on a
crazy.
date. Yeah.
Girlfriend is crazy.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
And you
then
said
I was
no?
like, no. I was like, I'm flattered.
Were you guys friends before?
We like worked together at
Oh.
Hollister.
Oh,
Yeah.
spicy.
And then we were like walking out of our shift with everyone, and I like, after he asked me that, because we were like trailing behind everyone leaving the store, and then he like asked me, and then I rejected him, and then I like tripped over something, and then he like caught me. So
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And you said no? He probably thought you tripped on purpose. So
Oh
he
my
should catch
God.
you. He's like, yes.
How did he know? She'll want me now.
Wait, how do you feel about guys and girls being best friends?
I feel like I was kind of always under the general impression that like it's possible with caveats and boundaries. Like I think it's more possible if both of them are in relationships, because honestly I just think like when I'm in a relationship it's just easier to be friends with guys because you know that like there's no ulterior motive. Like it's genuinely just like I just enjoy your presence as a person and you happen to be a guy, so let's just vibe. I'm the type of person where I like having multiple best friends, and I feel like I do have a lot of like quote unquote best friends, but I agree like the best friend is SO, but I feel like I can still have like guy best friends too to some degree. But I don't know, maybe that's not best friend then if it's like there are tiers.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe guys and girls just see the topic differently.
Maybe.
'Cause-
Like what does that sound like to you?
I mean, like, what is your cutoff between being best friends and then like emotional cheating? Like, so that's my whole thing. Like, I know that like if you're in a relationship and your best friend is the guy, you're probably not gonna do anything physical. Like, you're not gonna physically cheat on them, but you could emotionally cheat on them.
Like relying on
Them more
them
than
more.
your boyfriend. And I think that's just that's why I hate long distance, because like I feel like not that emotional cheating is inevitable, it's just you're more prone to committing just like even if you don't put a title on it, maybe there are times that like you prefer like in-person comfort versus like a FaceTime or and like you can just justify that, oh, I have a boyfriend, this was nothing, it was just like I'm still in a relationship with my boyfriend, but then I'm here seeking the comfort of my best friend, you know.
I see.
And that's why I don't believe in that, because that's where the lines blur too much, and I'm just like I think the only exclusion to that rule is if you guys were friends from like birth. Like I have a childhood best friend who's a girl, and like I see her as my sister, like
They feel
truly.
like family,
Yeah, like she's actually like family.
That's interesting. I don't know if I can say that my thinking is like representative of
All
a girly
women.
pop. But
Likewise.
I don't know. Maybe I just see things differently. I don't know. I guess it's like for me I like confiding in my friends. Okay, for example, if your SO doesn't have the emotional intelligence to talk to you through certain things, what would you do? I mean, maybe you wouldn't be in a relationship with them. But, you know, if that's the case, like you wouldn't be able to like talk to anyone else or like other guys or other girls about it, whatever it is?
I feel like in that scenario, I would try first with the boyfriend. Let's just say I'm in your shoes. I would try with the boyfriend first, and if he still doesn't react in a way or interact in a way that like helps you, but I would first be like thank you for trying to help me. This is what I'm gonna do to process my emotions and communicate that to him. Versus like I think it hurts the guy more if you just like didn't even go to him at all, or give him the chance to do that and go straight to like
someone else.
I think confiding in girlies is fine. It's just the aspect. I think it's the aspect of having like if it's like an opposite gender.
Yeah. Girls, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Because at the end of the day, your commitment is to your boyfriend.
But I agree, long distance is hard. Well, okay, this is kind of like unrelated / out of context, but actually no, that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say maybe something to do with your needs. Like I can see a world where somebody doesn't see their SO confiding in a friend of opposite gender like as not like a threat, but like just like as a thing. Like I could see a relationship where they don't really care, but like maybe they care more about liking someone's Instagram post that's like, or like, you know, something like that. People just have different tolerances for different areas of a relationship. But it's, yeah, to that point, it's good to communicate with them and figure out what those things are.
Yeah. We talk about the guy and the girl thing, but what about like friends with your ex or their new partner? I think this is kind of where like the whole incest friend group gets kind of like messy.
Yeah.
Because like if a guy and a girl breaks up in your friend group, I feel like inevitably people kind of choose sides, but then you're still kind of like a friend group. I guess it depends on how they broke up too.
Let me think.
There's too many factors.
I feel like definitely how they broke up. That's a huge one. If somebody is like hurt, there's kind of more of a side choosing, I feel like. But if it's mutual, not like super messy breakup, I think it also depends on like your relationship with each person before dating. Like if you were friends with them before, both of them, and it wasn't like a messy breakup and it's just like mutual whatever, then it's like I feel like there's no need to choose sides because you're already friends with both parties. But maybe if it's messy, then maybe you should, I don't know.
You think in general people can be friends with their ex? Not like acquaintances, like friends. I think acquaintances is like you see each other for a formal dinner like a couple times a month. But friends is like I'll go hang. I'll
actually hang out.
I'll like go out with you, like karaoke and shit.
I mean, I'm friends with my ex. I guess just one. I think maybe it's also what the relationship was like before dating.
That's true.
Because, for example, with some of my exes that I'm not necessarily friends with, like we're not on like bad terms, but it's just like we don't really have a reason to be friends. I feel like if you were in the same friend group and like actually friends before you dated, and then if things didn't end like messily, then maybe down the line it's fine, especially if they're in the same friend group. But yeah, I can see where maybe most of the time there's kind of no reason to be, or like maybe you kind of don't really want to be.
Would you ever take the extra step to make it like a deeper friendship? Because I feel like just like going back to the whole like friend group, now that they are part of like your friend group, like they still exist in your life and they offer, I guess, some sort of value that you don't like someone else can't like fulfill. Like, would you take the initiative to get closer with them?
Like an ex specifically?
Yeah. Like, this is how you nurture other friendships in your...
Yeah.
Do you see them differently as a friend? Like, you're like, oh, they're still my ex, though. Like, you know, they hold that title of being an ex.
I don't think there's a reason to be so intentional about it. I guess it would be like, the ex part wouldn't matter in this case. If that were the case, it wouldn't be because they're an ex. It would be because... like I would just see them as like a person, a friend, a human. It wouldn't matter if there's desire to have a deeper friendship, but maybe it would matter in the context of being more careful in a way.
It's hard. Because I feel like there's just so much more you have to juggle once you're in like a friend group. In our like more our adult years, first it's hard to find like a friend group you truly like enjoy being with. So like when something like this does happen, you want to kind of like keep everything together. But then it's like almost playing politics, right? Like
the social politics.
Yeah, they're like, who do we invite? And like, oh, but it's my ex, but you guys like my, you know, it's just like a bunch of like those kind of conversations that,
Do you feel like people can be friends with their exes?
It depends on the situation. I'm still friends with my ex, but I don't think I'm as quick as you to let go of the title ex. I think that's not because of how I see her, but it's because of how much that relationship meant to both of us. So I don't know if it's just like a time thing. It's not even like holding a grudge though. It's just like you're my.
No, it's a thing. Yeah,
you're
it's
my,
like an elephant in the room. Kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, but like, if she ever needs anything like another friend would need, like I'd be more than happy to provide that. But they're just still. You're right. Like an elephant in the room. Like that's my ex.
Also, like I don't think you can even compare our situations because yours is more recent than my situations, and then also for each of my breakups, I've had time. I've had physical distance from them. Like for you live in the same city, so it's a little bit more frequent of like seeing. But I had months to years to be removed physically.
I just want to clarify, like her being my ex and friend, like the ex part isn't supposed to be some sort of a negative connotation. Like it's more so just like it is what it is.
Situation, yeah.
And I do feel like I hope like as I get older, like that stuff won't mean as much to me anymore. But I think part of it is just like as long as I keep saying that like our friendship is working, then like that's all I'm gonna like envision, right?
Yeah.
No, it definitely is hard. I don't know. Sometimes the way we react to exes, it makes me wonder. Because, like, they're always asking me, like, oh, like, why are you still friends with your ex? And I'm like...
A lot of people
you guys don't
say that.
Understand. Because, like, I guess... Because the opposite of that is just cut them off.
Right. Honestly, I feel like so many people say that. Or they just, like, have that concern. But I don't know what it is. Like, in our friend group, people usually kind of stay friends.
I say it like this. If you break up with them, they still provide value that you couldn't find another friend, and like you still enjoy their company, like be friends with them. But like if they did you dirty and you want to cut them off, that's also fine, because like you don't want to be friends with them anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't think the aspect of wanting to be friends with wanting is crazy. Still friends like with their ex should be an issue.
Like a frown upon. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like maybe people that say that are coming from a place of hurt, or like, you know, there's probably some hurt, but I feel like in our situations it's kind of a mutual just like compatibility thing. Like it wasn't super I mean it's deep, but it's not like personal hurting.
And my whole thing is that like you weren't the same person you were when you like met them and when you dated them, when you broke up. Like we're still getting older and like our personalities are changing and it's just like I don't know, life is fluid. Go with the flow kind of thing, you know.
That makes me think, how do you know when they're the one? If you're always changing, you're always going to change through your life. So what do you even look for?
Is this like dating now? Partnership.
Into a business contract.
I honestly think that's the way to go about dating.
Like literally a contract.
My dad explained it to me like this: find yourself someone that you can rely on when you're like 75 and 80. So like one thing I think what makes my mom and my dad's marriage work is that, okay, my mom is low-key kind of bad at this. My dad will be like, her name is Eileen, go figure out how to do this. And then she's a house mom, so she just sits at home all day on the Apple laptop just like typing away how to do this. And then she'll give like a little presentation at home. She'll be like, these are the tickets I found to how to get to Asia the cheapest way, and blah blah blah. To me, that's what I value in like a partner. It's like someone who's truly reliable and will like get their shit done. Because I think that's what marriage is. Like partnership,
being there for each other, helping each other.
Yeah,
it doesn't always have to be 50-50. It's like meeting each other at whatever capacity you can give.
And just going back to the whole dating friends thing, that's something you can't evaluate in a stranger, I feel like, until you get to know them on like a deeper level.
When you say dating a stranger, is that like literally Hinge where like you don't know anything and then like you just start dating them? Or is it like you meet someone maybe in like New York or whatever, you like meet someone and you like kind of start hanging out and like becoming friends and then you date? Like does that count as dating a stranger? Because like technically you didn't know them.
I don't think that's a stranger. I think that's like I mean, okay, we have like friends and then like dating mutual friends and then like dating strangers.
But wouldn't strangers be like, say I met somebody on Hinge,
okay, and
then we don't like date right away, like after first date? It's not like we're dating, but like we hang out, I like get to know them kind of as a friend for let's say like 1 to 2 months, and then we decide
that's a situationship.
Okay, would that be considered stranger, right?
Yeah, that'd be dating a stranger.
Okay.
Girl, that's a situation.
Okay, what about say I have a new CG and I'm like friends with them, like I get to know people in my CG, and then we're like friends for like 3 months, and then something buds from there.
Is that still a stranger? Yeah. Because that's what dating is. You're like getting to know the person. Because you date when you're not exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're defining like what date.
And I think like I think that to situationship is you guys have an attraction for each other, but don't want to put a label on it. And then that's what dating is, the same attraction, but with the label now. I think like, at least like our generation is we can do like the romantic stuff without having the commitment part of it. And that's what like situationship to like dating.
Would you recommend a situationship to anyone?
No.
Really?
It's toxic. Don't do it.
There's no situation where a situationship is good.
No. I think the lessons you learn from it can be obtained through other ways. Like soul searching and therapy. Well, like in your head, what is the healthy way to go about dating? Like in an age of like swiping. Honestly, I think dating is worse in a city like New York. It's like a buffet with a million options.
Oh God. Yeah.
And it's all like the same not that people are the same thing, but it's just like, I think people who fit your type, there's gonna be like a million options.
Oh my gosh. No, it feels like people are always trying to find like the next best thing.
Not even like the next best. It's like next slightly better thing.
Really? Oh my God.
I mean, like, not that my current relationship, I'm settling. Like, I think she's the best. But it's like, at some point, you have to know like what matters and what doesn't.
Do you know what matters and what doesn't?
Personality matters.
Size matters.
What would you say is like a healthy way to go about dating?
That's where I was saying my ideal is like, you like know them as a person for at least a year.
Dude, a year is crazy.
Right? Because
a
like,
year,
how would you like be
I
attracted
think like
to them
4
after?
months. I think
No,
okay,
you don't
no.
know
But
someone
isn't
for 4
attraction built off of like
chemistry?
I think you would know that in like the first couple weeks.
I think you can know in the first couple of weeks if you like them. And I think things can progress really fast into a relationship once you like start to get to know someone. But I don't think you can actually really see someone for who they are until it's been at least a year. Because like the first several months, it's like honeymoon, like you also have a glaze over your perspective. You're just super excited about this too. But then like once you get to see them in more scenarios, more like life events, more friend group hangouts, stuff like that, you can see patterns over a longer period of time.
Dude, I think you're just risk averse because you're scared of committing to something.
I'm scared of
and
commitment.
just leaving
but
again.
It's because like in my relationships, I feel like those have been things where I would have teased those things out if I had just known them as a friend longer. I know like they are different in relationships versus friendships, but I think there are certain things that I could have teased out in just a friendship too. I mean, looking back, if I just say it logistically, it would have saved me time, but that's not what I'm here. Like it's not time. Like,
totally.
obviously,
totally.
I appreciate those relationships and have learned so much, and I wouldn't change it, but just like taking that and like looking forward, I feel like I know a little bit more of what I am looking for. And
Question: why don't you just like ask them?
What? Ask them what?
Like, so I think one thing that made my current relationship like I know that she was the one that I want to be with was I'm very confrontational and like communicative, but she like really appreciates that. In our like dating phase, like before we like got in a relationship, I think that was like 2.5-ish months. Where we were just like trying to get to know each other more before committing. I was very upfront, like this is what I want in a relationship and how do you picture yourself like fitting these roles that I need in my life. And there were so many days when she was like, oh, like I don't know, which is fine, like I'm asking like some crazy ass questions. But through like just being over communicative, like I got to know who she was like very fast versus like I know you're not as confrontational between the two of us.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there?
Yeah.
Right
I'm getting more comfortable.
I don't know. It's just like, I think communication drives so much of the dating process.
Yeah.
Like, you can either spend your time like, beady daddy daddy, you know, like, let's go to movies and shit, or like, get to know them.
Yeah. I will say, like, I'm comfortable being confrontational and like asking those hard questions or just like being honest about how I'm feeling and what I want. But I feel like it takes time for me to build up that trust with someone to be able to ask those questions. And I think that's where
Why do you need their trust to ask those questions?
I think it's because like only in the past year or so have I started becoming comfortable talking about that. So I think that's the next step. Like, okay, now that I'm comfortable, I just need like that trust. But I don't know, over time maybe I can it's building up.
Honestly, I think your approach is better because I just kind of run my mouth. It's not always good. But
I mean, if you find someone that is receptive to your running mouth, that's how you know. Somebody get this guy a sink for his faucet.
Those men stop talking. I still see pros to dating stranger and dating friends. I think it just depends on what you want. For a more risk-adverse person, a friends would be, not even friends, like mutual friends. That level of familiarity would be a little better.
I feel like I would have to think more about if I were dating a friend than a stranger because of the potential implications if we broke up within that friend group.
Going back to the whole like dating friends thing, what do you consider a friend zone then? Is it just like someone you have no attraction to?
Yeah.
Or is it okay? So your friends, so you're not attracted to any of your friend zone friends? Like what if they were like cute? But
okay, it's either not attracted to or I see qualities that I just know compatibility wise would not be a good fit, and that honestly makes me very comfortable with, or like very at peace with like friends.
Not yeah. Oh, that is
Why?
so
What
weird.
do you do, or how do you see it?
I feel like friend zone is more so girls to guys, right?
I was gonna say versus what girls to girls.
You're so dumb. I mean, yes.
Okay, versus guy. Oh really? Do guys not really friend zone?
I actually don't know.
Cause guys want one thing and one thing only.
Shut. To me, when I see like my like female friends who I'm close with, I don't see them as friend zone. I see them just as my good friends. But I feel like friend zone has some implication of like maybe not even like the girl back to the guy, but the guy was like, oh, like
The guy had something.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. What do you think about chemistry?
so important.
Like, do you think it's possible to have too much chemistry? Like, what if it's like super hot, sizzling? Like, do you think that'll burn out quicker?
Actually, wait. Can I flip the question real fast?
Yeah.
What if you had chemistry with like guy best friend?
Like, and you're dating someone?
Yeah. Like, so you're dating someone,
Uh-huh.
and then you're like, oh my god, I have very good chemistry with person A.
Well, that's fine. Do you think you can have chemistry with a person of the same gender? Like, is that called chemistry, or is it just like resonance? You can have
Of the
like
same
friend
gender?
chemistry. Yeah.
It's called a bromance.
There it is.
All the guys trying to kiss each other.
Slap the booty.
I'm about to kiss Mark so hard on the
Oh my
lips.
gosh. Okay, if you had chemistry with a guy, or if I had chemistry with a guy, best friend, while I was in a relationship.
To me, my immediate question is that emotional cheating?
Oh. Like, would you
'Cause you
feel
almost-
uncomfortable if you're a girlfriend?
Yes, because in some sense she's preferring. Is that a power? Oh my
Okay.
god! Please don't. Yes, come here.
Buster. What are we talking about?
Chemistry.
Oh, chemistry. Oh, emotional cheating.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I can see
They're
that.
just gonna hear him coughing.
Oh no!
Ew, what
Oh,
is that?
Buster.
It's okay.
If you can hear that, that's Buster, our resident dog, and he's sick
Seal.
right now. Yeah, he's a seal, but he's sick, so he's been hacking away. So that was good. You know, low-key, I feel like, what if your SO was really flirty, just in general?
No. Stop that.
Do you think you're flirty?
I think what you consider flirty now,
Hey, Buster.
is not what I consider. Buster, we're filming. I think what you may or may not consider me flirty, I was way flirtier when I was single. But everything I do is I communicate with my partner. Or I always create the space for her to like talk to me too.
Yeah.
Like she could totally be like, you were laughing too much at that joke. I'd be like, ah.
Stop
She's
that.
not funny anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's good.
The whole emotional cheating thing, we can put a pin in it. That's a good 2-hour episode one day.
Dude.
One day.
That's crazy.
One day.
We're trying to keep this one a little shorter, but here we are.
I want to
15
find
minutes
someone
in.
who's like a love expert. Like someone who's been through a lot of
Ooh.
relationships.
How many relationships have you been in?
This is now my officially serious one, like 4.
Do you think that there's a point where it's like too many?
Yes.
What's that number?
I don't know.
5?
'Cause this is my last straw. We're not really strangers.
Yeah. Time to wrap up.
How can you become a better person?
Oh, shit.
Ah,
We're getting there.
shit.
Oh my gosh. So I could become a better person by showing up for myself and for others more.
What do you mean
when
by
I
showing up?
say I will. Like, okay, this is just a recent example, but like sometimes for one of my fellowship things, I like emailed them and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll follow up with this today, or like I'll email this group of people today, and then I like forget and I don't, and I do it the next morning. But I just want to be able to like do what I say I'll do.
That's nice.
I've always been bad with my texts. Like,
You're terrible at that.
I'm terrible.
I thought I was the worst texter until I met you. You ghosted me for a couple days.
A couple days? Only a couple? Now it's like I'll ghost people for like half a month. And then I'll resurface and be like, hey, girly! And just continue the conversation. And like, I have a girly pop friend.
Crazy.
I know. It's bad. But one of my close girly pop friends like called me out on it one time, and that's when I honestly didn't realize it was like such an issue until she did that, and like I'm grateful she did, but man, I thought things would get better, and they've just only gotten worse since like moving to New York, and then in the past 3 months after like moving and all of that chaos and then burning out, it's gotten really bad. So I just like, I think it'd be nice if I can like, I don't even know what I need to do, but
Bro,
I
just put like a morning schedule, brush your teeth, wash face, reply to texts, get ready for work.
Honestly,
make it a chore.
Yeah, I do need to do that, but I need more accountability. Like, I love routines. I like just thinking about routines, but I hardly follow it.
What if you had one of your roommates who loves to text, reply texts for you?
Do
That's
you?
so, not me. I'm like
Who
the
would
second
love
worst.
to?
One of those two.
Our director of communications.
Amy's very good at communicating.
I'll pay her in
Hugs. One hug per word.
Oh wow, that'd be like an eternal. I would just like be
She
latched
sends
onto
like
her.
one word answers.
Oh.
Cool.
She just thumbs it up.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I would like to.
I'm proud of you. I will keep you accountable.
Thanks. You just need to like occasionally look at my number of texts and then like.
What are you at right now?
Beat me for it.
You set it up.
I got it down to like in the 20-30s.
Okay.
But I think it's usually
I have 191. But it's because I have ads.
You have ads?
Yeah,
in
like
text?
Yeah, like phone subscriptions. Like they'll be like.
What?
Okay, the gym I'm trying to go to sends me
I
like.
walked by that yesterday.
Temple?
Yeah, it was my first time seeing it.
Was it cute?
So cute. It looked like a bar.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like lifting at a club, my favorite. Or like I have like Polo.
Okay, but how many?
Do Polo?
Oh.
Because if you never open them,
It
they
just
just
builds up,
it builds
yeah.
up. Or like Grubhub.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I open Grubhub.
My phone's running out of battery or storage. Most of it is messages? ? Like I don't even know how. Anywho, your question is: have you changed your mind about anything recently?
Not to get political,
Here we go.
but political.
Political.
And I also think it's just because I am like in the healthcare field. The whole political system makes me think a lot about the implications for us, just like what our lives are going to be like a couple of years from now. I think so much can change. I truly think like both are bad candidates. There's no good answer. But more so from our lives is these things affect the infrastructure that we live in. Maybe not like the day-to-day, like where I buy groceries and whatnot. And we're in healthcare, I see the impacts of that a lot when it comes to like insurance and like how it affects Obamacare, Medicaid, Medicare, and all that stuff. And I think it just sucks like our future is in the lives of like incompetent people.
Great.
And I don't know, I feel like the political stuff is just making it more apparent. Like the discrepancy. And like it sucks that there's no, like you'd hope that one is better than the other.
Yeah.
We just have two shit candidates.
Yeah, so what do you do?
I mean, still go out and vote. It's just.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys, and TTYL.